right, welcome back to the Bank On It podcast. It is episode 20 now. We're, as always, presented by the Appalachain News Express, and I am joined by the regional sports editor, Randy White, and Corey Vance behind the camera. And real quick, we just want to say thank you to our sponsors, Dr. Shane Hensley at Downtown Dental. Every athlete knows a good smile builds confidence. Dr. Shane Hensley at Downtown Dental in Pikeville can help build confidence. Visit Dr. Hensley at 419 Town Mountain Road or call 433-1488 to score the perfect smile. Dr. Hensley performs all dental work and accepts most insurance.
We're also brought to you by Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek and Good Shepherd at Phelps. If you're looking for quality care for loved ones, look no further than Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek and Good Shepherd at Phelps. Both facilities treat your loved ones with care and respect. They offer thaperapy, daily activities, exquisite cuisine, and home-like settings to make your family members feel at home. Call to schedule an appointment today. At Cedar Creek, call Jessica Thacker at 432-8243, and at Good Shepherd, call 456-8725. Caring for your loved ones is what we do best.
And thank you again to City Tire and Auto Center. It has moved. You should go visit their new location at 110 Freddie Lane, right off the South Mayo Trail, directly across from Pikeville Floral, or call 606-437-3005. And I guess right off the bat, we have to talk about the boys' Sweet 16 kind of getting finished off last night at Rupp Arena. But a couple of tough, I guess a little bit of a really tough first-round draw for the Johnson Central Golden Eagles, 15th region champions. They got the eventual state champion Trinity.
You know, you look at that score, you know, it's a tough thing. But once you watch Trinity, after you see them play, you understand like what Johnson Central's up against. David Johnson, a U of L commit. They got a kid by the name of Jamil Hardaway, who, you know, sky's the limit. I think, you know, Georgia's looking at him. Some other D1s. Another kid who they had him playing. I think they had him playing the 4 spot. He's going to be another big D1 prospect too. So I mean, there's 3 big D1 prospects that they're going up against right there. Just a size-wise, speed-wise. Trinity, you know, they beat Scott County yesterday for the state championship. They're the real deal.
Yeah, they're the real deal. And, I mean, just like for me, scrolling through some of the scores and then Trinity playing in probably one of the toughest regions in the state, they held lots of teams to under 30 and 40 points. So, you know, no shame for the Johnson Central Golden Eagles. They definitely earned that 15th region title and got a chance to play down at Rupp. And then Perry Central
had a great showing there against Louisville Butler Thursday, the following day. Noah back, tie game with 3 seconds left. Perry Central has the ball under their own basket. He comes open on the screen, releases the ball. Everybody in the whole place thought it was going in. It did go in, but then it rattled out. Goes to overtime. Perry Central falls short ultimately. But, you know, it's one of those games that's why the Sweet 16 is what it is. It's just a fun atmosphere. The place was packed down there. On a Thursday afternoon, there's probably 12,000, 13,000 people there watching that game, and nobody was disappointed with that.
And everybody that I hear, and I listen to a lot of it on the radio, everybody I hear about always talks about how special Kentucky's Sweet 16 is compared to other states. I think we're one of the only states.
We're the only one left.
Right. It was Indiana.
It was us in Indiana. So we're the only one with one true state championship. And, you know, you look at the numbers. This year, Rupp Arena, there's construction going on everywhere down there. And between last year and this year, overall attendance was only a 500 difference. So, I mean, with all that construction, that's big. I mean, they draw 10, 12, 15,000 people for first-round games, second-round games. I mean, the place is always packed. It's so loud and exciting. I mean, there's nothing like the Sweet 16.
Yeah, and speaking of the Sweet 16, we go right into the girls, which the Pikeville High School Panthers play Barron County this Thursday.
Thursday at noon. It's the first game in the first session Thursday. So Pikeville, they got a tough draw. Barron County's coming out of that 4th region. I think they're 31-4 overall. Just a great team, good speed. They've had a tough schedule. But then you look at Pikeville. They had 5 losses in December. Yeah. They were 3-5 at the beginning of the year. They finished the year 27-7. So they went 24-2 down the stretch.
Yeah, and they're hitting their stride at the perfect time.
Yeah, I mean, you look at them in once postseason play started, they've only allowed one team to score over 50 points. That was Jenkins in the first round of the district, and that was never close.
Right.
They jump out to these quick starts, get up on people 10, 15 points. and then they can put it in cruise control, which they've been doing.
Yeah, and Pikeville's a super gritty defensive team. Those of us that have seen them play a couple of times this year, they really get after it on defense. Seem to have some pretty good team speed. So, but getting down there, it's the first time the girls are playing in Rupp. So,
first time ever. So, I mean, this is a little bit extra sweet for the girls this year. You know, they've always wanted to play on that stage. That Rupp Arena floor means something to these kids in the state. Now they're getting that opportunity, and I think that's going to bring some extra excitement to this state championship. Plus, it's more centralized location. So before it's either in Western or Northern. So it's a little bit of a distance drive for some teams. But now it's back in Lexington with the boys. So I think it's a little extra excitement this year.
Yeah, and just going by lots of the Pikeville fans that I know and follow on Facebook or Instagram, Pikeville's going to have a lot of people down there.
Oh yeah. And the thing about it is, too, that this Pikeville team has that a lot of teams, especially girls' teams, don't have, is big inside play. They go to a high-low game that is going to be tough for anybody to match up. Now, staying out of foul trouble is going to be key because Pikeville right now plays about six girls right now. So the rotation is kind of – but they've got it down pat to what they want to do. And then you look at their wings with Kelsey Jo Tackett, Grace Bartley, Olivia Gearhart, to go with Cole Williamson and Stewart. I mean, that's a good package right there. I mean, it's going to be tough. And then you've got a 7th grader, Trinity Rowe, who's getting this experience at the varsity level. I mean, it's just a good team for Pikeville right now.
Yeah, and they run it through the two post players. I mean, both Cole Williamson and Leslie Stewart are really good passers. They seem to make good decisions when they get the ball in that high-low situation. So good luck to the Lady Panthers down in Lexington this week playing at Rupp, and these guys will obviously have all of that covered for you. We'll have highlights coming up next week for that, so stay tuned for those. And we want to say thank you again real quickly to our sponsors, Dr. Shane Hensley at Downtown Dental, Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek and Good Shepherd at Phelps, and City Tire of Pikeville.
Check out the highlights.
Yeah.
And that's a credit to them. I knew watching them on film, they could cause us some problems. Really impressed with how hard they played, shot the basketball. It's just a good team. They've had a great year. So coming out again in the third quarter, I was really proud of the way we came out there too. So we just got to try to play focused and tough for extended periods of time. Yeah, we're a pretty balanced team. We want to share the basketball. We want to move it, and we just want to get great shots. Our goal is to get a great shot every time down.
They got a good team. They got a really good team. We knew coming into the game that it was going to be an uphill battle, as far as the personnel goes. But as I told these guys before we took the floor, I wouldn't have wanted to take the floor with any other team. I mean, these kids right here, they're just a bunch of good kids. They play really, really hard. We don't always get the result we want. Obviously, we didn't here today, but they play really, really hard. And I'm proud of them. And we knew that their careers were going to end. And at some point, win or lose here at Rupp Arena, and I think they can take some solace in that. Never happy to lose, but at the same time, we'd rather be here going down to a really good Trinity team than we would be in the 15th region tournament. So we're proud of them, and I want to congratulate Trinity, wish them the best of luck going forward. Well, something we just told them. I just looked at them in the locker room and told them, that is a team. If you have aspirations of winning a state championship, and I think most teams in Kentucky are going to say we do, including ours, that's where you got to get to. That's where you have to get to. No shortcuts. There was nothing easy in the half. And honestly, that's something we preach every day: is you have to defend and you have to rebound. But that's what they did. That's what their whole program is predicated on. And we thought coming in that we were a pretty good defensive team, but they're at another level. And these guys realized that there was nothing easy. I mean, you know, in a game like this, all of your shortcomings are exploited. So when your cuts are rounded off and you don't set good screens and you're not blocking out, it's magnified in every single situation. So I hope that those young kids got to see those things and they take advantage of it, learn from it, and get better from it. I was confident that Johnson Central would win the region because we drew the 7th. Because it seems like every year we're here, we're drawing the 7th region. 3 out of 5, we've drawn the 7th region here. But at the same time, it gives us an opportunity to see a really good basketball team. And again, it gives us a chance to see this is where we are, this is where we got to get to. So I was, you know, and I told them starting in the district tournament, you know, when postseason started, this team always came into the game excited, where I felt like the other teams came in nervous and anxious. Now I knew Trinity wouldn't come in nervous and anxious or shell-shocked. I mean, they played in some really good tournaments this year. They got a good team. They win the 7th region alone. You've done something. You know, you knew they had a really good team. But I was hoping to be, you know, in the very beginning, at least the more aggressive team, because I kind of feel like the most aggressive team at this level, you know, has an advantage. You know, we came out, I felt a little bit timid, a little bit shell-shocked, and was kind of trying to figure them out a little bit, see what they were going to do instead of kind of doing what we do, asserting ourselves. So, yeah, I knew I was excited about the opportunity, you know, to get to play the 7th region.
It makes it a little bit easier. We had lost like 3 regional championships in a row, and it just feels good to be able to come back here. And even though my career's over, it makes it a little bit sweeter being here and easier.
The inning here is amazing. Seeing all the crowd here, it's way more than the expo. It was awesome seeing coming into the gym. You just take all that in, and that's something you remember for the rest of your life. I can't put in the words. I was going to quit and just rest for baseball, but I knew my parents would hate it too. I know I would hate it and be a terrible household, but I love coming back and how it ended. It's something I'll always remember, and I'm thankful that I did.
It means everything to me. I remember watching Jody Meeks here. Crazy basketball player. I mean, watching Malik Monk, Darren Fox, Anthony Davis, the national championship team, played on national championship team's floor. It's amazing. Went out with the best team I could have went out with. Amazing coach, amazing guys right here. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Can't say enough about Appalachain Central. I know Coach Hutchison really well. We knew it would be a tough game. We knew it would be a fight. But I'm proud of my guys. We stuck with it. Ups, downs, arounds. You know, any kind of way you want to look at it, they found a way to get it done. You know, as they have the last 2 years. So I'm proud of them, and hats off to Appalachain Central and Coach Hutchison as well. I mean, we talk about a lot. You know, our kind of motto we've been going by for the last couple of years has been we take the stairs. And so everybody looks at us like, you know, what's that mean? There's no elevator to success. So our guys just work. I mean, one step at a time, one possession at a time, one dribble at a time, and they just found a way. We took some big charges. Guys stepped up and just didn't want to go home. I mean, my juniors, the ones that took most of the charges, but we love each other. They love their seniors. They don't want it to be over. So, you know, you have to do what you have to do. And, you know, we trapped them a little bit, sped them up, and we're able to get those charges. And my mind was, we should have switched. We drew up that exact play in the huddle. We knew exactly what they were coming out and running, and we just got too far under the screen and didn't switch in time. And when he let it go, I said, well, it's been fun. I thought when it rattled out, fellas, we have another chance. And a couple of guys were really upset because they thought they missed their switch in their assignment. I said, we're still alive, fellas. Let it go. Move on to the next play.
In the middle.
Well, we talked about it before. I talked to our guys, and the only chance we have is to speed it up and try to get people out of their comfort zone, to make them play at a pace they're not used to playing. So maybe those shots gonna go in late, or they turn it over. Last week we were going through practice, and I was working on zone right before the regional championship, and a couple of them gave me a look like, Coach, what are you doing? I said, guys, this is just in case. I know our only shot and the best chance we have is to pressure and speed it up. So they shot 67%. 21 turnovers, they kind of offsets it a little bit, so we're kind of, either we'll give you one or we'll take one. I mean, that's kind of the way we're living right now.
This was a fun game to play, fun game to coach in. Back and forth game, both teams giving everything they had. It was just a true state tournament game that we enjoyed throughout the years. 12 fouls. Several charging calls, several getting into the defense and trying to break it down, and we got a couple that way, and we kind of lost our momentum, we kind of lost our focus, turnovers.
And I let it go, and it felt good, but sadly it didn't fall.
I thought we made some of our own mistakes, and I personally thought that when we were getting in the lane, times maybe we were going too far, and maybe they wouldn't get there quick enough, and we just got the raw end of the deal on that. They're quicker than us. They're just quicker to the ball than us. We knew that would be an issue if we didn't get 5 guys in there going to the board every time. And they make it tough on you. They do a good job of spreading you out and going that high-low action game, and then all 5 of their guys going to the boards. It's tough to go against teams that much quicker than you.
Before we came down here, I put up a lot of shots because I knew that with the defense, the Butler play, the run and jump trap, that I'd get a lot of open shots. So I just used my technique and practiced open shots, and whenever I took them, it felt good.
All right, thank you again to our sponsors, Dr. Shane Hensley at Downtown Dental, City Tire of Pikeville, and Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek, and Good Shepherd of Phelps. And I guess the next thing we need to talk about is the NAIA tournament, right?
Yep.
Getting ready to go on. So UPike girls, or
the UPike girls made it. They got in with an at-large bid. They are a number 7 seed.
Mm-hmm.
They drew a number 2 seed. Best of 32. They play this thing straight. It used to be out in Independence, Missouri, out next to the men's in Kansas City, about 20 miles away. The last couple of years, it's been Billings, Montana. So
wow,
they're on their way probably right now, or they may already be there. But they open up Thursday against Carroll College at 10 p.m. in the first round. So good luck to UPike women. They're 20-11 on the season, so they've been playing really well. Got some good senior leadership. A lot of these girls, like Emily Baker, who's got NAIA national tournament experience. Some of these girls don't, but I mean, they'll figure it out there. And the thing about that tournament is, if you get hot, that's all that matters. That thing. I mean, you can rattle off some wins and get hot at the right moment and go right to a national title. So.
Yeah, so definitely good luck to the UPike women in Billings, Montana. They're traveling a long way to play some basketball, so we'd love to see them have a good showing. And then UPike men's basketball team is getting ready to head to Kansas City for the NAIA tournament. And
the viewing parties tonight, the draw's not been made, so UPike will be hosting a viewing party at the new health building over there on the 2nd floor in the lounge. So anybody who wants to go and check out where UPike's at, players and coaches will be there, so go over there and check that out, be a part of that. you know, the tournament in Kansas City there, I mean, it's a top-rate thing. I mean, it's a great tournament atmosphere. They play it all straight in 5 days. I mean, 32 teams.
Wow.
They get it done and over with in a historic place out in Memorial out there. And, you know, they used to have some NCAA games back in the day in that building. So it's got a lot of history, got a lot of great players came through there. You know, when you walk in that door in Kansas City, they have all the NIL greats. You see like Terry Porter, Scottie Pippen, all these guys who made an impact on the NIL level, who made the NBA. So a lot of cool stuff there as well. So good luck to Kelly Wells and the U-Pike Bears, and we'll find out where they're going. And we're going to try to get up with Kelly and have a little interview before they head out, and we'll try to have that for next week if we can get it scheduled. So.
Yeah, be on the lookout for that. And like he said, best of luck to Kelly Wells and the U-Pike men's basketball team in Kansas City. Great city, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It's a fun
food,
town. Barbecue, everything. I mean, it's just a great place.
Yeah, and then this is, you know, probably my first, or right up there with my favorite time of year, because March Madness kicking off. You know, Kentucky coming off I guess as expected win against Florida, but that's never going to be an easy game. On senior day, you know, you hate to see Reed Travis not back out there playing. Kind of worries me a little bit, but a good win at Florida.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games that you'd like to see him out there just for the senior day activities, get a couple reps in, but if he's still not fully healthy, there's no use to risk him playing. They're playing well right now. You know, get those other guys some experience. So, to me, going into the SEC tournament, we'll see where Reed Travis at. If he's playing, if he's sitting out, then there's the red flags if he's not playing in that first SEC tournament game.
Yeah, and then, you know, against Florida again, man, I mean, we've talked about it all year this year. Our wing players on the boards, Tyler Hero with 6 rebounds, Keldon Johnson with 7 rebounds. We got big games from PJ, obviously. Tyler Hero's the SEC Freshman of the Week this week. So, I mean, Kentucky's playing really, really well. Keldon Johnson, Ashton Hagans, all those guys really playing some good basketball this year. And heading into the SEC tournament, listen, it's not going to be an easy road for us. We're set up right now, if it's all chalk, to play Tennessee in the semifinal.
Yeah, that's how it's set up to play. And we knew that either way going in with LSU getting that 1 seed. But with all this turmoil with LSU, there's a lot of questions about, you know, whether they're even going to be eligible once the tournament rolls around. I mean, there's a lot of questions about LSU right now and everything going on there with the wiretapping scandal. Or, I mean, if you're LSU, this is the worst time of year this could happen.
Well, and it either goes 2 ways. Either they're dejected and it completely flips their season on its ear and they get beat out quick in the SEC tournament, or they rally around, you know, the interim coach with their Coach Wade suspended. They rally around that coach and then they make a run. Either way, I like Kentucky's chances. I mean, I don't see any possibility of A&M, Vandy, or Mississippi State beating Tennessee.
No. To me, it's that semifinal is your champions coming out there. It's either going to be Kentucky or Tennessee in my mind. Now, not saying LSU or anybody from the top side can't win because we know they can. But if everything works out, whoever wins that game should come out of that with the SEC championship. And if Kentucky does it, how can you not get this team a 1 seed?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. And I think most of the bracketology stuff that I've seen right now currently has Kentucky as a 1 seed. And obviously we'll end up probably in the region with Duke as a 2 seed. But if that's in – and I heard them talking about this morning on the radio. If that's in Louisville, if that's the region that goes through Louisville, Kentucky versus Duke to go to the Final Four –
that's what you want, right?
I mean,
the best game of all time was Kentucky versus Duke going to the Final Four. I mean, you know, 1991. Everybody's going to remember that one.
I mean,
and Philly in the Spectrum. And we got some payback on our mind from not just then, but from the first game of this season.
I mean, we got absolutely ragdolled by them, and you know. I like our chances. We're a different team from them. So is Duke. Duke, you can, I think, definitively say at this point, not real good without Zion Williamson.
No.
They're okay, but they're not.
And even with Zion, their big question is whether they want to play defense or not. Some games they'll show up and play defense, and when they do, they look like they can beat anybody. Some games they don't, and they look like they could probably lose to just about anybody. So, I mean, when you're thinking about college freshmen, 17, 18-year-old kids, you're going to have stuff like this. They can have all the talent in the world, but who knows?
Yeah, it's it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I mean, to me, Kentucky, and obviously we're homers on this, but I think Kentucky. I haven't seen the betting lines or anything like that. Kentucky, to me, has got to be the odds-on favorite to win the SEC this year.
I would imagine so. I mean, Kentucky or Tennessee, to me, one or the other. They should be about even in my book because they did to each other the same thing at each other's home court.
Yeah.
So,
and LSU did win the regular season title, but I think they're the third best team on paper in the SEC. I don't see them being better talent-wise than Tennessee or Kentucky.
And then when you factor everything else in, I mean, it's hard to say that they are going to have the same focus and same, even the same practice is going to be different without the coach.
Yeah,
I mean,
and almost without question, this entire season will probably be a wash for them. Probably be one where they have to vacate a lot of stuff.
Maybe. I mean, who knows?
Allegedly, all this stuff happens.
So
who knows what happens? But right now, it's not looking good for LSU. They've already suspended their coach. So we'll see how it plays out in the SEC tournament. And then, going into the NCAA tournament, you always expect Kentucky, just based on years past, to get, and Cal's already said it, to get the toughest draw as far as region goes. You expect it.
Yeah, and you kind of know that. Next Sunday, we'll see how that plays out. But, I mean, if it's like every other year, they're going to put tests. And why they do that is they know Kentucky's going to draw numbers. Ratings drives everything. So, and I understand that. They want people viewing that. And the bigger the audience they can get, the better for the NCAA. But we'll find out next Sunday.
You almost get a little frustrated, though, when you think about that. And then you see, like, Gonzaga will probably be a number 1 seed out west with, like, LSU as the 2 seed out west.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that happens all the time.
So, we should be used to it by now. This team's ready, and I love our chances in the SEC tournament. And hopefully we can get hot going into the NCAA. I'm not so concerned about getting a 1 seed. As long as we have a 1 or 2 seed and get a pretty decent draw, I'm okay. Obviously, I want to win the SEC tournament.
Yeah, if we go to 1 or 2 and we get that Louisville region, I want that Louisville region more than the 1 or 2 seed. I mean, if they get the Louisville region as a 1 seed, that's great. If they get the Louisville region, that's great too. But I think that's the key for Kentucky this year.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. Kentucky obviously will play on Thursday of this coming week. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll obviously talk about this and more next week, including the girls' Sweet 16 at Rupp Arena. These guys will have it covered, and make sure to tune in next week. And one more time, we want to thank our sponsors, Dr. Shane Hensley at Downtown Dental, Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek and Good Shepherd at Phelps, and City Tire of Pikeville. Give us a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, throw us a comment, and we'll see you next week. Bank On It Podcast.